Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am under my very favorite tree in San Clemente, California. So thank you for joining me from San Clemente, one of my favorite places in maybe the world, but definitely in the US. If you haven't met her before, this is my lovely dog Try. She'll be hanging out while we practice today. And for today's practice, I will be offering a yin. Yin, just as a reminder, is always a practice of slowness, a practice of stillness. It is getting comfortable with what is typically extremely uncomfortable. Quiet, calm, steady, holding poses for a long time. Now, the real physical benefit of this, besides just the mental slowing down, kind of helping reset our nervous system with this slowness, is also going to be getting into the fascial layers of tissue. So these things take a lot longer to stretch out, if you will, than muscles. Muscles, we can kind of, do a quick little warm up, quick little stretch, and then we're all good. With the fascia, we need so much extra time. So that is really where we cherish this time, where we cherish these moments we're going to spend in this pose. And thank you for joining me again. I am just so excited to be here. This is just really lovely. For today's practice, we will be utilizing 2 blocks and potentially a bolster situation if you have it. So I obviously do not have one. You may want a blanket. We can roll up a towel. We can use a pillow. Just have things there to support you. A lot about our yin practice is the body will not surrender if it does not feel safe. So it's very important that we add a little extra support and slowly take it away as we no longer feel we need it, versus typically a lot of times in our yoga practice, we will only take the help, the props if we need it, not necessarily giving ourselves that assistance first. So yin, again, kind of reverse style on that. But when we're ready, we're going to get started in comfortable seat. Our Sukhasana. Coming to that cross-legged position. As you noticed, I like a block under my glutes. You may want a pillow, you may want a blanket. Sometimes that little bit of height is going to help you rotate the pelvis forward. If you see me adjusting a little extra today, I'm on a little bit of a slope, so I might take some extra adjustments. So we just take some time to wiggle in, rock back and forth, maybe a little twist. There's no wrong way to get here. Start to get onto your mat, into your body, intuitive movement, roll out the wrists, you can wiggle the fingers, the toe, wiggle out the jaw, move around the brow, maybe reach the arms up overhead. Just taking some time to connect with yourself, with your body. Beginning to bring in the breath as we start to ground down into the legs, guiding the knees a little closer to the mat. Drawing the shoulders down and back, rotating that pelvis forward so we make plenty of room for the lungs. Taking slow, mindful breaths, start to drop the shoulders, let the elbows hang heavy. Palms can face down to ground, flip up to receive. Close the eyes, and let's just breathe. Softening the edges in the mouth, soften the brow, relax the cheeks. We're just breathing. So utilize that breath a little bit more intentionally. Think about inhaling from the very bottom of the belly. Fill the base of the lungs first, like you'd fill a pitcher of water. Inhaling all the way to the chest, filling to the top. And on those exhales, releasing from the top to the bottom, slowly pouring that breath out. See if you can pull the belly up and in, release just a little bit more. Getting all of that stagnant breath out. Naturally letting the breath be slower, fuller. And also getting more acquainted with the emptiness. Let the jaw be soft. Maybe even let the mouth fall open just a little. Letting gravity wash over you. Stay with the depth of your breath. Relaxing the scalp, the ears, the jaw, the cheeks. Let the eyelids be heavy. As the trap soften, the shoulders get heavier. Let the arms be dead weight. Keeping the spine stacked. Relaxing the abdomen, the hips, the glutes. Asking the knees to fall soft. Calves are soft, ankles relaxed, feet heavy. As you let yourself just be here. Again, without needing to be different, without craving to be different, without asking yourself to change. Find appreciation in exactly what is. As we take each movement as slowly as possible, moving as if we were underwater, not trying to create any ripple. In your own time, extend both legs long and wide as your legs are willing to go. Resting the legs long, you can always offer support, again, under the glutes, under the knees if the hamstrings are tight. Again, more support is better than less. Grounding down into the sit bones, lengthen in the spine. When you're ready, inhale, sweep the arms up and wide. On the exhale, begin to reach and fold forward, maybe meeting the fingertips to the ground or mat in front of you. You can rest down onto the forearms. You may want blocks under the forearms. You may want to stack the blocks, stack the fists, rest your third eye. We may just want hands below shoulders, keeping the spine long. Take as much or as little surrender as feels good. And just breathe. Trying to make every inhale just as long as your exhale. See what it means for you to just exist here. And if you come to a point where the mind is struggling or the body is loud, we can always sway from side to side. Light rocking motions side to side or back and forth. Just like you would coddle a loved one or soothe a child, let this be a soothing place to yourself. Meeting your practice with love and compassion, appreciation and acceptance. You ever find a large buildup of energy or tension? If you feel a big wave of intensity, inhale it like a vacuum, gather it up. Give yourself a heavy sigh to release. Give that energy somewhere to go. Offering your body 2 more slow breaths. On the very bottom of that breath, again, moving in slow motion, we'll bring the fingertips to the ground and slowly roll up, just one vertebrae at a time. Bringing the head up very last, stacking the shoulders with the hips, draw the shoulders down and back, tuck the elbows, flip the palms, close the eyes, take 2 slow breaths, drop the tension on those exhales. And in your own time, bending into the right knee, bring the sole of the foot to the inner thigh. Grounding down in the legs, notice if the body requires support. For me, if that hip is a little tight, we tend to get a lot of tension in the right knee. Offer the block under that knee. If this left hamstring is tight, feel free to offer support under it. Grounding down in the legs first, we lengthen in the spine out of the crown of the head. Keeping that spine nice and long, turn the shoulders to the left, chin in line with the toes. Let us inhale the hands up and high. Exhale, fold over that left leg. Remember, this has nothing to do with how far we can fold. This is all to do with how deep we can breathe, so adjust as you need. Maybe we keep the hands shoulder distance. Maybe we just rock back and forth, easing our way into it. If this ever feels like a lot on the lower back or that right flank, you can offer a blanket or a block tucked in between that hip crease and that lower belly. This will then support that lower back, so you can still find a rounding and a surrender in the neck if you choose. Breathing deep, palms can flip up as a sign of surrender. Slow, steady breath. And remember, when we're here, we might be inclined to grab the foot or really take ourselves to our edge, but this is about easing into our edge. This is why we spend so much time here, so we can start off nice and comfortable and gently let go a little more and a little more. Hello. Bring in 2 more of your slowest breaths. Moving very slowly, use the fingertips to help you roll up just 1 vertebrae at a time. The head comes up last, draw the shoulders down and back, tuck the elbows in, flip the palms up. 2 slow breaths. Soften on the exhale. Give yourself time as you switch the legs. Setting the right leg long, pulling the left foot in. Bringing support under that left knee if you'd like. Grounding down into the sit bones, ground down into the legs, lengthen in the spine. Turning the shoulders to the right, chin in line with the toes. Inhale to sweep the arms up and wide. Exhale to surrender over. Remember, we can keep the hands under us with a long spine if we choose. We can start to find a rounding and flip the palms up if that feels good. We can rock from side to side, back and forth to ease into it. Again, if we have a lot of pressure, if this is very intense on the side body, on this lumbar, we can always offer a block or a blanket right into that hip crease, under the lower belly. If we support, then oftentimes the body will feel more inclined to relax, more inclined to let go. As you come back to your breath, we just exist here. Bring in 2 more. Slow breaths, exactly as you are. The bottom of that inhalation, let the fingertips help guide you up, just 1 vertebrae at a time. Moving so slowly. Be gentle with the unwind. Bring the head up last. Draw the shoulders down and back. Tuck the elbows in. Flip the palms up. Take 2 slow breaths. Drop the intensity on the exhale. So we send both legs long in front of us, as wide as feels good. We're going to lean back onto the hands. Fingertips can face away or toward you. Flop the feet from side to side. Let the head hang back if that feels right. Wiggle out the jaw, soften the brow. Let that energy dissipate. Taking a lion's breath, and your next exhale, we inhale to the top. Exhale, lion's breath. Letting that inhalation slowly roll us back to center. As we take our time, we're going to make our way onto a tabletop. Swinging the legs around, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Spreading the fingers wide. Tuck the toes under if it's in your practice. Let that head hang heavy. Shift the hips from side to side. So we start to guide the body around, shifting the weight between the hands and back towards the feet. Beginning to pair the breath with movement. Inhale as you lean forward and around. Exhale as you guide back and around. Switching directions, switch the breath. Inhale as you guide back and around. Exhale when you lean forward and around. So everything comes back into neutral. Spread the fingers a little wider. Inhale, cow. Press the belly down. Lift the chin up. Exhale, cat. Tuck the tailbone. Pull the ribs tall. Chin to chest. Inhale, cow. Feel the belly. Exhale, cat. Bring it out. Inhale, cow, nice and slow. Exhale, cat, let it go. 1 more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Bring in a neutral spine. Wag the tail. Look back at the tail. Think about a side-to-side cat and cow. Opening and appreciating the side bodies. The body comes back into neutral. Knees come out wide. Toes come to touch. Let us inhale to lengthen the heart forward. Exhale, child's pose. Find your favorite variation. Tailbone guides back towards the heels. We slow surrender. Now we have options here. If this is a lot for the lower back, you want to bring the knees in together. That'll give you more support. If you're looking for more release in the lumbar, knees out wide. If the ground just feels far away for the shoulders and the neck or the body, we can always bring a pillow, bolster, blanket under the belly and the heart. You could even stack the fists, rest the third eye. If this is ever too much for the knees, you can bring pillows or a blanket behind the knees just to help keep that separation so they're not over compressed. You could take one ear down to the mat or the other. Let yourself just surrender. When you feel you have fully arrived, take a big deep breath in and a soft sigh out. See what it takes to just be here. Bringing in 2 more of your slowest breaths. Very gently extend the legs long, lifting the gaze, sending yourself onto your belly. Stacking the hands under the third eye. Let the head rest heavy. Shifting the hips from side to side, and then bending into both knees to roll out the ankles, scrunch and flex the feet. Then windshield wipe the feet from side to side, slow and steady. Drag the hands under the shoulders. If it's in your practice, press the mat away to lift the chest. Let the hips stay soft. Shimmy the shoulders, shimmy the hips. Counterbalance that child's pose. Opening up into the hip flexors. One more inhale. Pull the ears away from the shoulders. Maybe even take the gaze up. On the exhale, slowly lower the front side body back down to the mat. As we take our blocks to frame the face up to the top of the mat, we want to utilize these blocks on the largest flat setting. Bringing the elbow or the tricep onto the block, take the hands into prayer. As we inhale to take the gaze up, we exhale to slowly lower the third eye down to the mat. You can keep the hands at prayer. You could draw the thumbs to the base of the neck. You could send the arms longer or move the blocks if any of this is feeling too much. Find your breath. Stay steady and centered. Opening the shoulders and the heart. Just breathe. Bringing in 2 more slow breaths. Extending the arms long, remove the blocks. Tuck the wings in, flip the palms up. Take 2 slow breaths. Take the ear to the mat. Drape the hands down by the sides. Palms flip up, round the shoulders forward. Let the body pancake here for 2 breaths. Let the head get a little heavier, really softening into the neck. Switching sides, taking the opposite ear to the mat, pancaking, heavy. Dragging the hands back below the shoulders, coming in for a Sphinx pose, elbows under shoulders, palms flip down. Drawing the shoulders down and back, lengthen from behind the ears, and breathe. Pressing down into the forearms, act like you're going to drag the body forward with the forearms. Big belly breath. Bring in one more inhale, get a little longer from the crown of the head. And the exhale, slowly tap the chin, drag the hands below the shoulders, peel the body up, tabletop. Hands below shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, cat, round the spine, tuck the chin. Exhale, cow, drop the belly, empty it off. Inhale, cat, let that expand your ribs. Exhale, cow, let it go, but lengthen the throat. Inhale, cat, one final round. Exhale, cow. If you find a neutral spine, make your way up to the top of your mat. Shifting over onto the sit bones, plant the feet flat in front of you. Hooking the hands behind the knees, draw the shoulders down and back, lengthen up from behind the ears. On the inhale, lift the heart up. As you exhale, slowly lower down, one vertebrae at a time, all the way flat onto the back. So we drag the feet up close to the glutes, walk the feet in to touch. Let the knees fall out wide, soles of the feet come to touch our Supta Baddha Konasana. Offer a block under the knees or even just nearby is the essence of support. Even if you don't feel like you actually need it, give yourself something to rely on just in case. Hands could be onto the hips, hands could be onto the belly. You could cactus the arms, maybe even reach the arms up overhead. As you rest your eyes, notice the length of the inhale and how completely empty we can manage to get our exhale. As you ask your body to surrender, to release, just breathe. Bringing in 2 more slow breaths. Getting everything you need from this position, leaving behind what is no longer serving you. Maybe using the assistance of the hands as we gently guide the knees back together. Walk the feet out to the edges of the mat. Let the knees fall in to touch, maybe dipping one knee down towards the mat and then the other. As we gradually turn those into windshield wipers of the legs, letting the knees fall from one side to the other. As we then prepare for our final Shavasana, our final resting pose, as you can extend the legs long, you could bring support under the thighs or the knees. You could find any restful position that you like. You can even take your Shavasana on your belly. There's no wrong way to do it. As you find your comfortable, safe, trusted position, this place where we will digest our practice, seal in these movements with intention and love. Letting the body get a little heavier, let the shoulders drop, the head rest, the arms get heavy. Ask the glutes to melt, the legs to flop, and the feet to feel light like feathers. As you cherish these final moments of stillness, this final time of relaxation, letting go of the breath and shifting from that state of doing into your purest state of being. Slowly begin to deepen your inhale, ballooning the belly with breath. Fill the body with oxygen as you bring small movement to the fingers, the toes, rolling out the wrists and the ankles. When it feels right, reach your arms up overhead as if it were the first time you were waking up today. Maybe point the toes and arch the back. As you roll on to your right side in a supported fetal position. A quote from Stephen Langton. Breathing, it is the cycle of inhalation or inspiration and exhalation or expiration. When it leaves a person permanently, we say that the person has expired, that their spirit is left. And when we are filled from within by vital energy, we are said to be inspired, and our spirit is enriched. Thanking yourself for getting onto your mat today. As you press yourself up into a comfortable seat, let us share a single breath together, sealing our practice today. Rubbing the hands together, feeling the warmth we create. Maybe feeling any moisture you create. Feel the texture of your own hand. Rub the hands a little bit faster. And then keep that warmth, hands to heart center. Let us exhale completely. Together we pull in a slow, deep, mindful inhale. Hold it at the top. Let's bring in a little bit more. See if you can take it one more sip. Then don't let it go. Loka samasta Sukhino bhavantu. May your entire universe be filled with peace, joy, love, and light. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. Just a reminder to drink a lot of water, especially as these seasons change. Hydrate, hydrate. Help your body flush. I appreciate you so much for coming today, and I look forward to practicing with you soon. Mwah.